I'm David, and I'll be your co-host for Those Missing Stitches.
Hey Flosstube, my name is Lynn and this is Those Missing Stitches, my channel all about cross stitch. This is my son David who's going to be my special co-host for the day. Today I have some updates for you. I totally plan to do a mid-month video. But I really didn't have a lot to update at that point, so I decided to wait till the end of the month, and this is probably more of a regular schedule for me to do a monthly video going forward. So today I do have a finish, I have a new start to show you, I have progress updates, I have a haul, I have some planned new starts, but first and foremost I wanted to talk about some new fabrics that are in my fabric shop. So my fabulous co-host is going to display some of the new fabrics and show you some of the new colors. He didn't know he was going to do that. After that, I'm going to do things a little bit out of order. My last video, I had just opened up my new fabric shop, so I had put up a giveaway for 2 people to win pieces of fabric from my shop. So David is also going to help me pick the winners of the last giveaway. First, I want to say it's my first month in business as a new fabric shop on Etsy, and I'm really, really thankful and overwhelmed and humbled by all of the orders I've been getting. I've been pretty busy, huh? Yeah. Lots of fabric and lots of stuff and mess everywhere all over the house, but I've gotten a lot of orders. I've gotten a lot of orders out, and I thank everybody. An extra special thank you to Catherine at Stitching and Costume and to Angie at Tiny House Stitchers, who are local stitchers who have helped shout me out either locally or on Instagram. I will link them. Thank you. I will link them down below if you want to check them out. So I'm going to start with some of the new colors that I just released today in my shop. You want to start going through these? Hold them up. What is this one called?
The wonderful Walter.
Wonderful Walter. I have several neutrals. This one's more like a gray beige. Okay. Here, hand it to me. Okay, what's next?
We have
Poetic Pony Boy.
Pony Boy.
Kind of a brownish, tan, beigey color. Lyrical Lark. That's a tough one. That's kind of a brownish gray, almost leaning towards like more in the browns than the gray. Lovely Lizzie, kind of a dusty rose, pinky color, after Elizabeth Bennet. What's next?
Modest May.
Modest May, more of a peach. And I'll show a planned new start later that I have for this color. Now we're getting to the really colorful. This one's Begrudging Becky.
What?
Very pink. Hot pink. Almost hot pink. What would you say? Plum color almost. Dark pink.
I kind of want to eat it.
And this one is Celebrating Sealy from the color purple. And it is the color purple. Okay, I have a couple more I'm going to show with some of my one of my new starts and then another of my planned new starts. But those are a couple of the colors that are available in my shop today. I did completely run out of 40 count linen, and I have it on back order. I'm just not sure when I'm going to get it in, but I did add 46 count linen and 25 count Lugana as additional fabric options. So those are available now in my shop. So you're going to help me pick some winners for the giveaways. Ooh. On my last video, I said if you post the word fabric in the comments, I would pick 2 winners. You can go to the shop and pick whatever color you want, including the new colors, in whatever fabric count you want. If you do prefer 40 count and you're okay with waiting until I get it back in stock, that's perfectly okay. For the 2 winners that I pick, if you could just email me your address and your fabric picks, I will get those out in the mail to you. So we are choosing a YouTube random comment picker app, or I guess it's on the internet. So David, my special co-host, is going to click continue and pick the first winner. Drum roll. Pick a winner. Okay, first one is Sheila Norwood who said, "Your fabric is fabulous. Is beautiful." Fabulous. I can read. Okay. That was the first winner, Sheila Norwood. Okay, now click pick a winner again. And the second winner, is Boogie Stitches. Can we get that? Come on, focus. I love the fabric. Little Women is my favorite book. Enjoy your hobby. So Marvelous Meg was one of the fabric pieces I had out last month that's inspired by Meg from Little Women. So thank you, fabulous co-host. These winners, I think, will be very happy that you chose them. And thank you to everybody who commented. I really appreciate it, and I really appreciate everybody checking out my shop. So, do you want to hold up my finished piece? I actually finished a cross-stitch piece. I know, it's a miracle. It's a miracle. Now you can never say I've never finished anything other than your teacher's gift. Okay. So I'll have him hold up the finish, and then I'll release him from his duties so he can get back to his gaming. Very important gaming.
Talking with friends online.
Totally. Okay, so this is a finish. This is Trick or Treat by the Drawn Thread. It's sewn on 18 count vintage country mocha with all the called for threads. Move a little bit back and then a little bit this way.
I don't know what to do.
There we go. So Trick or Treat by the Drawn Thread, shown to you by my fabulous co-host. Let me hold it a little closer. Now I can't hold it right. Okay. There we go. I did deviate a little bit from the pattern. It calls for 1/1, and I ended up, because I'm using 18 count, I did 2/1, so it's a little thicker than the pattern actually calls for, but I like the thicker coverage. So I have a finish! Yay! I know, it's a miracle.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Thanks, son.
No problem.
Well, thank you for being my co-host.
Thank you for being the host.
You're welcome. And we'll see you. I'm going to let David go, and I'll be right back. Hey, everybody, I'm back. Thank you for allowing my son to be my co-host today. He was very excited to do that, and it was completely his idea. He thought of it the last time I did a video and got really excited to do this with me, so I'm super excited to share that moment with him and have that opportunity for him to be my co-host. So welcome back. I'm going to start going through my stitching, and I'm going to go a little out of order in what I show you from what I typically do, because I want to show you my new start first and point out that I completely forgot to mention when I showed in my haul last month that I'd picked up this pattern. I'd shown an example of a local stitcher who had actually stitched this, and I saw it in person, and I got really excited to actually stitch it. So the pattern is All Hallows Eve by Joan Elliott Design, and here's a sample of what the local stitcher did. Her name is Angela Flannery Sawyer, and she's on Instagram. I don't think she has a Flosstube channel, but on Instagram she is Sawyer2592, and I will link that down below in the comments. I'm sorry, Angela. She is in the local group. Brought all these samples to show at our local stitching, so I promised that I would mention her on this video because I completely slipped up and missed it on the last one. So thank you for the samples. I did start it. And this is another one of the new colors that's in my shop called Brave Boromir. This is actually a 25 count Lugana, and I'm stitching it 1/1 full cross. And so far I've done 1,487 stitches. I love this one. I love stitching it. I'm not a huge fan of 1/1 full cross, but I love just seeing the pattern kind of come out so quickly and evolve, especially these leaves and the cats, and just so cool to see the pictures develop. And it's only 2 colors, so I think it'll be easy to get through this pretty quickly, and it's a fun stitch, and I love Halloween, so I'm really enjoying stitching this one. So that is All Hallows Eve. That's my new start. Now I am going to go back to my normal order and show you my focus piece, which has really not been my focus in the last month. I've only stitched 1,685 stitches on it this month. This is the Grand Library regular size max color. The artist is Amy Stewart, and it's charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. I am stitching it on 18 count, 2 over 1 full cross. Here's where I was in my last video. And again, not a lot of progress, not really my focus piece for this month since I was working so much on Trick or Treat to get that one finished. That's okay. I started to feel guilty about it, like I should be doing more on this. I should be working on it more. And then I realized this is a hobby and I do it because it brings me joy. And if this is not what's bringing me joy at this moment, I'm okay with that. I will get to it when it does bring me joy. So moving on. I did do some though. So here is where I'm at now. This is the romance shelf. And I'm definitely seeing more and more evolve as I start to stitch more. This is a little further. I usually do 2 pages at a time, but I'm going a little further down so that I can actually finish the bottom of the shelf. And then I'm not sure if I'll move over to finish that whole romance section or if I'm going to move down into the mystery section. I might move to mystery because it's a lot of blues and I just kind of want a color change. So in total on this one, I have stitched 172,739 stitches and I'm at 42.89%. Still going to take me a couple years to finish, but I'm okay with that. I definitely will finish this at some point. So that is the Grand Library. Next I have Night Circus Lovely number 7. The artist is Jessica Jackson and it's charted by the Sewing Shop Inc. I'm stitching this one. Here's where I was last time. I'm stitching this one a little different. I'm trying out 25 count Easy Guide Lugana 3 over 1 10 stitch and I'm liking it so far in the darker colors. Starting to get a little tight fitting some of this stuff in, so it might take me, like on the lighter colors, I might switch to 2, but we'll see. I'm open at this point. So I am stitching this one Extreme Cross Country and I have finished the 310 before, which I've shown you, and as of this week I've also finished the 939. So here is where I'm at. And she is so pretty. I really still enjoy working on this one and seeing this one. Like, it really does seem like it's coming to life as I stitch the different colors. So that is, let's see, total in July I stitched 6,511 stitches. And in total on the whole piece, I'm at 29,897 for 18.78%. The next thing I stitched on was Fruits of Plenty by Modern Folk Embroidery. I am stitching this one. Here's where I was last time. I'm stitching this one on 25 count Silvery Moon Lugana 1 over 1 full cross. And here's where I'm at now. I have put in, in July, I put in an additional 1,218 stitches. And in total, I am at 9,187 stitches for 19.38%. Still really enjoying this one too. Maybe again, it's like seeing the pattern develop as you, or seeing the little motifs develop as I'm stitching is really rewarding. Next is The Haunted Library by Lola Crow. Here's where I was last time. I started this one in the beginning of June as a stitch along for the theme of Halloween with our local cross stitch group. Ended up, it's a bigger piece and a bigger kind of somewhat full coverage piece. So I ended up finishing Trick or Treat first, which is also Halloween, but I'm still planning to work on this one as part of the stitch along. I just may not finish it, by the end of the year. We'll see. So here's where I'm at now. I'm stitching this one on 18 count Fiber on a Whim Milk and Honey 2 over 1 full cross. In July, I put an additional 1,266 stitches in, and in total, I'm at 4,071 stitches for 24.10%. Still love stitching this one too. Starting to get into some of the color changes. I think I'm going to finish this section before I change it in the Q-snap, but we'll see. I may change my mind. Okay, so that is actually it for what I've worked on. There hasn't been a lot of time to actually stitch because I've been doing so much fabric dyeing. I do have a haul to show you. I bought a couple of patterns because I do like that All Hallows Eve so much. There was a new Joan Elliott designs that came out that I bought, and then some other ones that are older. I believe this one is the new one. This one is Celestial Symphony, and I got it from 123 Stitch. And then I think these are a little older. Winter Solstice. Really love this one. The little fairies in there with the tree. That's so gorgeous. And then Christmas Eve Sampler, which was another one that Angela had actually brought as a sample. And I know she did some adjustments, I think, to the tree that I got to ask her about how she stitched that looked really cool. So that's a future project. I'll probably finish All Hallows Eve first before I start another Joan Elliott, but that was in my haul. I also have some digital patterns that I purchased and I'm planning on starting. I've actually kitted up some of them, so I'm going to show you what I plan for them. So the first one that I purchased is Briar Steampunk Fairy, and it is art by Emily J.P. and it's charted by Pain Free Crafts. I actually originally started this one. I did start this one a couple weeks ago on one of the fabrics that's in my shop called Darling David, and it was just a little too blending in. So I pulled some of the colors to actually do a floss toss and pick another fabric color. And I think this is one I haven't shown yet, but it's a new, no, he did show it. This is Modest May. It's a little more peachy. This is the Lugana. And I think it'll be a better fit for the peachy one. Might be a little blendy, but it's not too bad. Not like David that was like everything was totally blending into the background. So this is a planned new start for this month. Another new start. Super excited about this one. You know I like villains. Disney villains are my jam. And I'm stitching that other montage that I put together of the different villains of Abby Sue Designs. And she has released a new stitch along that is on pre-sale now. And the frame is released. But each of the different mugshots of the, well, I don't know, each or sections of the mugshots of the villains are going to be released starting in October, and I think we're going to be done by the end of December. So I have designed a specific fabric just for this piece, and it is called Epically, it's in my shop, Epically Evil Fairy Godmother. Very Disney green and purple colors, and I pulled the colors that are actually in the frame that's already been released of the DMC, and I think that'll look really cool on that. So that is another planned new start that I think I want to get the frame started and get that ready to actually be in the stitch along as the stitch along is going. Another chart that I purchased that I plan to start, I'm probably just going to do this one on 28 count easy guide. This is Psychedelic Wonderland. The art is by MN Design and is charted by Tilton Crafts. I think it just released yesterday or the day before, but I am a huge fan of Alice in Wonderland. I like all that psychedelic stuff. I love blues and purples. I love creepy clocks and creepy woods, and this is just totally my jam. And as soon as I saw it, I had to have it, and I really want to start it. So I'm excited to start that one too. I have a lot of plans. I have a lot of plans for new starts. And not a lot of plans for finishing, so we'll see. I have another new start plan. This is not part of my haul. This was part of my haul last month that I purchased Away We Ride by Blackbird Designs. I had all the floss, and I just wasn't sure what fabric I wanted to start it on, so I think I'm going to start it on one that we had shown you that's in my shop, Poetic Pony Boy. I think it's a pretty good color, like compared to what's on the picture, and I did do like the floss next to it. I think it'll look really cool. So I've kitted that one up, plan to start that one at some point, hopefully in the next week or so. Okay, so that's a lot of plans. I think that's it. I think that's plenty. I have a lot of things that I'm working on, a lot of things I want to get to, a lot of things I want to start, but I'm spending a lot of time with fabric dyeing and the new business, and I really appreciate all of the feedback and all of the business that everybody's provided so far. It's been really fun, and it's been a joy to share that with the community. I originally started this really as just, you know, I love doing things like this and creating things like this for stitch alongs and things that I want to start. and I really want to share that with everybody else. So I don't mean for these videos to become any sort of like personal plug for my store or anything. I just really want to share that, and I hope that the fabric colors are something that you guys enjoy seeing too. So that's all I had to share with you this time. I thank you for joining me for this video, and I appreciate everybody that's watched and everybody that's commented. I really appreciate all the positive feedback and everybody that's checked out my fabric shop. It's definitely been an adventure, and it's been really fun and rewarding, and I appreciate that this is such a positive and welcoming community, and everybody's so excited for me. I appreciate sharing that with you. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you next time.